Okay, shalom, 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 shalom. So once again, you're under the sounds of the voice of Kahan Tazadaq, and this is Yahweh's work. And first and foremost, giving all praises to the power of our forefathers, the Allaham of our forefathers, the Allaham of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose proper name is Yahweh, also in the name of Yahweh Shah. Since I'm going to be talking commerce here on a state, this is not legal advice. I do not offer legal advice. If you need legal advice, seek yourself a competent counsel, and please be advised, everything we're about to give you is strictly for educational, informational purposes only. It's not to be taken or misconstrued as legal advice. If you use any of this information, you fall flat on your face, it is your own fault. I always tell you to go and check out everything. Don't believe me? Go and check it out for yourself. The next thing I'm going to tell you is to subscribe to our other YouTube channel, the Anti-Police Brutality Commandos. The link is in the room. Go ahead over there and subscribe. They've actually been notorious for flagging this channel and the other channels. So we have another one on the Anti-Police Brutality Commandos. And we're going to go ahead and ask you to go ahead and join the Anti-Police Brutality Commandos if you want to make a difference in the atrocities that our people, Yasha Allah, is experiencing. So you want to do that? You can do that by emailing Shah at yahoo.com. It's Shah at yahoo.com. So right now, most of you are persons. And I say that with all humbleness. Most of you are persons. And being such a person, you need to withdraw consent from the de facto. I'll wait until the screen come up on YouTube here so you see what I'm talking about. So because you are in a corporate ward status, you are a person, which essentially is a corporation, right? You're persons. Okay, everyone should be able to see what I have on the screen there. So a person, are you a person? And I contend that you are a person. Person in general uses is a human being. And we know we don't want to be a human being because that's declared as a monster. And we don't want to use this term natural person. We just want to use a living soul. So we don't want to be any kind of person. Now, though by statute, the term may include labor organizations, partnerships, associations, and corporation. This is primarily what every one of you identify as, unless you've actually withdrawn consent and become a secure party creditor. You could actually become a secure party creditor by visiting www.truedisciplesofchrist.org and click on the page for secure party creditor. So a person is also a corporation, a legal representation, trustees in bankruptcies, or receivers. You can look at the National Labor Relations Act. Here's a code right here, 29 USCA 152, the Uniform Partnership Act. The person is similar to a company or a corporation in that it actually exists as a construct of imagination. So in reality, a person has no substance. It has no real body. It has no soul to save. But for legal purposes, it exists. It carries similar rights and attributes to that of a man or a woman, or should I say woman, in as much as every government is an artificial person. So this is why Donald J. Trump uses the term Donald J. Trump. Any governmental is an artificial person, as an abstract and a creature of the mind only. In reality, it has no substance. So a government can interfere with only other artificial persons. So the only way that they could actually interact with you, good brother Israel, is if you yourself is an artificial person. Most of you probably know that. You say, Tazadaq, why are you teaching this? I know this already. Well, maybe there's someone on the call that don't know. And by the way, as you come in the room, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. And so first, I must show you what you are in order that you may be aware of what you need to withdraw consent from, right? So the legal manifestation of this is that no government, as well as any law agency, aspect, court, etc., can concern itself with any other thing than corporate, any other thing than an artificial person and the contracts between them. There's a case law on that. Pillohar versus Diane administrators. So a person, persona, right, means a mask. It comes, like makeup, right? Makeup means a mask. A lot of these Eves wear, right? So the state as a corporate abstract cannot create real people, but it can create a mask. Like Eve put on your wife when she wants to practice witchcraft. She put a lot of makeup on. She go outside. Makeup was given its name because it's something that's not real. It's when someone wants to practice deceit, right? So they put on makeup and look a way that they really don't look without it. So they're practicing deceit, which is essentially witchcraft, according to the scriptures. You understand? So this is a mask, just like a person. It is a persona. It is a mask. The state as a corporate abstraction, again, cannot create real people, but it can create the mask that they wear and the tax and regulate and control that creation, which is the mask, which is the person. A man and a woman operate under the common law, but the person is ruled by statutes, codes, rules, regulations, acts, due to the contracts that that person made. So your person is your name on your birth certificate, your name on your driver's license, and the social security number, your utility bill, etc., etc. It's the all capital letters names. These are contracts you have made with the government. They can only interface with the legal person. I want to make that very clear. So now, to those of you that may be tuning in for the first time, you comprehend what a person is. This is your capacity. And so in a real court of law, you have no standing. You're a corporate ward of the court and also a corporate ward of the state. Now, if you want to get out of this personhood, if you want to take the mask off, you have to become a secure party creditor. And one of the primary steps, the first steps you should take towards this is withdrawing consent. And so I'm actually gonna teach you this for free. A lot of people have issues with this when they go into a public venue because they consent. They lose. In short, they lose because they consent to what's in the contract, to what's on the table. So one of the first things, if you want to have success in any of this, one of the first things you're going to have to do is to stop consenting. Stop consenting to personhood. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. And I call this a public declaration and notice. Immediate withdrawal of consent. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I intend for this to be a very quick video, but very, very informative. Your donations will be greatly appreciated. Okay, here we go. All right. Immediate with a public declaration of immediate withdrawal of consent. A public declaration of immediate withdrawal of consent. I see it has not come up on YouTube yet, so I'll just pause momentarily, very briefly, until it pops up on YouTube. Then I could go over this here. YouTube's a bit behind. It's okay. Here we go. So, I, Tazadaq Shah, this is a immediate withdrawal of consent, right? You may have consent to whatever it is. This is how you withdraw consent for educational purposes, but you still need to become a secure party creditor and follow these things for educational purposes on a national level. So I, Tazadaq Shah, born to a breathing mother and father on whatever date you was born, domicile in the County of Kings within the geographical boundaries of the 11th state of the Union, New York, on July the 26th, 1788, hereby, that's when that became a state of the Union, hereby declare my full and complete renunciation and withdrawal of all possible forms of consent to the unlawful creation of, the operation of, and the participation in the current fraudulent de facto federal and state corporate body politics, misunderstood to be the state of New York and the state's government. This complete withdrawal of consent includes all known and unknown fraudulent, unconscionable agreements or contracts, past, present, or future, relating to any artificial person, corporate fiction, commercial entity, legal fiction, trust, status standing, station, or any other possible created combination of carefully construed words of art, capitis, demento, maximum, or any other possible color of law, misinterpretation of my existence and flesh and blood, that are designed to replace my Yah-given unalienable rights, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness with Article 4 privilege and immunities, civil rights authority code, and public policy currently enforced by a presumption of consent to the 14th Amendment and the fraudulent de facto corporate United States and the state of New York government. Any and all past, present, and future participation in this fraudulent de facto corporate United States and the state of New York government and all related subsidiaries or participatory corporate entities shall be considered acts under duress, protest, and without prejudice until such a time as we, the people, return to the original and only lawful form of government instituted and created by the so-called founding fathers of the Republic. The Supremacy Clause, Article 6 of the Constitution for the United States, notice the lowercase u in front of United, and the official flesh and blood withdrawal of consent strikes null the current fraudulent corporate body politics operating on the de facto government instituted by citizens' registrations to vote, perpetrated by participation. All usage whatsoever of the concept of the capitis dementio maxima, the entire procedural system of admiralty, maritime, and private law administered by non-Article 3 judiciary courts and used against the federal citizens under the jurisdiction thereof. All fraudulent, unconscionable, or unlawful contracts, suretyship, license, registration, certifications, or programs. All fraudulent, de facto corporate government body agencies, franchise, subsidies, offices, or extensions. All fraudulent de facto corporate body politics or anti-republic president's executive orders. The entire Federal Reserve System and any unconstitutional fiat currency. All public policy legislations and every act or treaty intact by the fraudulent de facto corporate body politics. Let it be known that with this complete public and formal withdrawal of consent and the act of expatriation under the Expatriation Act of July the 27th, 1868, Tazadaq Shah, sui juris, New York, and man of the Republic, expect an immediate and full return of my Yah, giving unalienable rights, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Full constitution and access. And that from this day forward, all issues, including all jurisdictional issues arising from, relating to, or in the regards to the presumption of consent to the 14th Amendment corporate portion of the federal United States citizen status shall be considered null, void, invalid, and unlawful, as they always have been, under the original and only lawful form of government instituted, created by the so-called founding fathers of the Republic. Signed, Tazadaq Shah, dated June the 21st, 2020. And that, my friend, is how you intelligently withdraw consent from this corporate body politic. And thereafter, you will most definitely want to become a secure party creditor. So that's going to conclude this. Like I said, a very short video, but very informative. Like the video, share the video, and again, join our new channel, the Anti-Police Brutality Commandos, and join the Anti-Police Brutality Commandos. Email tazadaqshah@yahoo.com. This video is very informative. If you're smart, you will apply this. If you need coaching, visit the website, arrange a coaching call. And so with that, I'm going to say Shalom, Most High, and Christ bless. Shalom.